WJTS News, I'm Charlotte Olson. Grant requests for the Huntingburg Assistance Fund, which is a collection of community gifts that are distributed to nonprofit charities helping the less fortunate, are currently being accepted. The fund has been in place for over 20 years and provides charities with a grant to provide need-based services to the less fortunate during the holidays and New Year. Potential services include meals for the hungry, aid to the homebound seniors, utility payments, food, clothing, school supplies, and physician visits for school children, and other basic need aid. Huntingburg Mayor Denny says that the program has seen tremendous success in the past, and he encourages eligible nonprofit charities to apply.
This has been a tradition that Huntingburg has had for many years. Last year we distributed over $8,000 to needy agencies in our community, and we just like to encourage folks to remember this at this time of year, and it helps those, again, across the age spectrum. We try to find different organizations that help out on our community in different ways, and it will be money well spent and something to consider as you consider your giving at the end of the year.
To qualify, a local nonprofit charitable organization must provide support or services to the less fortunate in the city of Huntingburg. Grant requests must be a minimum of $500 and a maximum of $2,500. Individuals are not eligible to receive direct support, and those who qualify for assistance are encouraged to visit local agencies to learn of available social service agencies in our area. Requests for funding shall be limited in scope to direct services that benefit the less fortunate, meet basic needs. In order to receive funding, local nonprofits should submit a one-page letter on organization letterhead and include the following: a tax ID number, one paragraph describing the mission or purpose of the organization, and 2 to 3 paragraphs that includes the amount being requested and plans on how to utilize the funds. And grant requests should be postmarked no later than Monday, December the 18th to Huntingburg Assistance Fund, CO Huntingburg City Hall, 508 East 4th Street, Huntingburg, Indiana 47542. To make a donation to the Huntingburg Assistance Fund, please send payment to the Du Bois County Community Foundation. Their address is P.O. Box 269 in Jasper 47546. For more information, please contact the Du Bois County Community Foundation at 812-482-5295 or via their website, www.dccommunityfoundation.org. Or you can contact Rachel Steckler at the Huntingburg City Hall at 812-683-2211, or you can contact Rachel by email at rsteckler@huntingburg-in.gov. A Ferdinand man, authorities say, made threats and became combative was placed under arrest on a number of charges Tuesday afternoon after police were asked to check in on him at his place of residence. Around 2:15, officers with the Ferdinand Police Department were called to Cedar Manor Mobile Home Park, which is located along the 600 block of West 9th Street, to conduct the welfare check after receiving the report of an argument. Police say that 39-year-old Wesley Baker, who lived at that location, made threats to a female and a responding officer and screamed profanities. After his arrest, Baker was taken to and booked into the Du Bois County Security Center in Jasper on charges of intimidation and disorderly conduct. The report of a physical dispute at a North Geiger Street apartment in Huntingburg on Tuesday afternoon ended with the arrest of a Huntingburg man on battery charges. Huntingburg police were summoned to an apartment occupied by 46-year-old Askar Muhammad, located along the 200 block of North Geiger Street, where police say that Muhammad and other male suspects became involved in a physical altercation. Police say that the other male involved had injuries to his face and leg, but Muhammad was placed under arrest and booked into the Du Bois County Security Center. He was booked on a level 6 felony count of battery, resulting in moderate injury. We'll Read and Sing for Food's annual Christmas show will be held tomorrow, Friday, December the 15th, at Clubhouse 61 in Jasper. The show will begin at 7 p.m. and will benefit the Alzheimer's Association of Greater Kentucky and Southern Indiana, which includes Du Bois County. The event is sponsored by Nick Schneer with Edward Jones Financial Advisors, and the public is invited. This year's We'll Read and Sing for Food Christmas show includes player Raphael Kopetti-Scheich, Kyle Leakin, Mark Stezik, Megan Keish, Gatwood, Brian and Jamie Bolin, Dr. Isaac Gatwood, Annie Donato, Scott Solomon, Joyce Greenland-Stoth, Leslie Hamby, and co-host Paula Marsden. Special guest musicians include reggae artist Zion, guitarist Sean Needham, and the Cold Stares' Chris Tapp. The show also will include members of the Celebration Singers, Actors Community Theater, and Britt Boodle. Tickets are available at the door starting at 6:15 p.m. Eastern Time, and admission is a $10 or more donation, with proceeds going towards the charity. A cash bar with appetizers will be available throughout the event, and this Will Read and Sing for Food be their 125th show. The group has donated more than $116,000 for charity since forming in 2011. A narcotics investigation of a Shoals man led to his arrest on various charges after he led authorities on a pursuit after police attempted to execute a search warrant at his residence Monday afternoon. Shortly after 4 p.m. on Monday, deputies with the Martin County Sheriff's Department went to the home of 36-year-old Carrie Clifton of Shoals, located along the 7700 block of US 150, with a warrant. Upon entering the residence, officers observed methamphetamine in plain view. Deputies say that Clifton arrived at the residence a short time later, and after seeing the officers, he fled in his pickup headed east on US 150. Deputies chased Clifton on Wyndham Road, traveling at speeds in excess of double the posted speed limit. They say the pursuit ended near Tedrow Road, and Clifton was taken into custody without further incident. The executed search warrant of the residence yielded methamphetamine, controlled substances, and marijuana. Clifton was placed under arrest and taken to the Martin County Security Center, where he was booked on the following charges: maintaining a common nuisance, possession of methamphetamine, resisting law enforcement, reckless driving, OWI refusal, OWI endangerment, 2 counts of possession of a controlled substance, and possession of marijuana. A Lagodi man was sentenced to 6 years in prison after pleading guilty to causing the death of 78-year-old Washington man. 29-year-old Ryan Wiscaver pleaded guilty to failure to remain at the scene of a fatal accident that took place back in September. Washington police say that Joseph Yerkes of Washington was pronounced dead on September the 10th, just before 5 a.m. at the scene of the hit-and-run accident on State Street near the intersection of East National Highway. Washington Police Chief told Church that he lived in the neighborhood and routinely took walks in the early morning hours. After the accident, police says Wiscaver fled the scene, and he was later located thanks to a joint effort of several police agencies and arrested. On Monday, he pleaded guilty to a negotiated plea deal, and in exchange for the guilty plea, charges of leaving the scene of an accident resulting in death and operating a vehicle while intoxicated causing death were dropped. Wiscaver was sentenced in Davies County Superior Court to 6 years in prison for failure to remain at the scene of a fatal accident. He was given credit for 93 days already served and 31 days credit for good time served. 360 was suspended to probation, and Wiscaver was also ordered to enter into a drug treatment program during his time in prison. After that is completed, the 3 could be possibly of a sentence modification. Tomorrow on Friday, Joseph M. Siegel will formally become the 6th bishop of the Diocese of Evansville in an installation mass at St. Benedict Cathedral in Evansville. He replaces Bishop Charles C. Thompson, who left the Evansville Diocese in June to become the new Indianapolis Archbishop. Siegel will previously auxiliary bishop of the Joliet, Illinois Diocese, a considerably larger Catholic community than Evansville, with more than 600,000 Catholics compared to just about 80,000 in the local diocese. Siegel notes that, as with the Catholic diocese, both share the same message of proclaiming the Christian faith, as well as service and outreach, especially to those in need. 54-year-old Siegel was born in Joliet and raised on a farm in Lockport Township in Illinois, and he was ordained a priest for the Joliet Diocese on March the 4th, 1988, and first assigned to the Isidore Parish in Bloomingdale, Illinois. He remained there until 1994, and Siegel is not altogether unfamiliar with southwestern Indiana, having completed his college education at St. Meinrad Seminary in Spencer County. A judge has set a $1 million bond for a 79-year-old man charged with shooting a state trooper in the head during a traffic stop in southern Indiana. Oscar Kays of Jeffersonville appeared in court on Wednesday afternoon after being charged with attempted murder for the Tuesday night wounding of Trooper Morgan Evans. Police say that the bullet skimmed the top of Evans' head and that he narrowly missed being killed. When reporters asked Kays after the court hearing what happened that night before, he replied, "Well, I think I crossed the line." Police say that Kays put out a gun and fired as the trooper was trying to handcuff him for possible drunken driving. Case told investigators that he shot the trooper because he didn't want to go to jail, and he said he didn't think it was wrong, that he wanted to be able to drink a couple of beers and not get in trouble. Evans was released from the hospital on Wednesday morning and is expected to make a full recovery. And keep it right here, because up next we're going to take a look at your weather summary.